Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Anyway. Oh, hello, everybody. Hold on a second here. I didn't mean to hit that right away, but it went there. I think one of my timers is fucked up. Let me try that again.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
So, should we just switch to this anyway and say fuck it? All right. Yeah, we'll do that then. Okay, fuck it. It's over. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I think maybe I was bitching. Remember the other show, Dunk? I was saying I think my mouse is doing that double click thing. I wonder if that's what happened. And I moved, so I clicked scenes. You know.
See, I don't. Yeah, I normally say hello to everybody in the chat once the initial space station bit's gone by and we hit the main theme.
Yeah.
So you fucked me up. So I've just had to come in and say hello, you shitty buggers.
Yeah. Yeah, normally I have like 2 minutes to think about something.
Yeah, what you gonna say?
Yeah, you know, this is really strange without the intro. We should have done it anyway.
Well, we'll just do our own intro.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the 42 show where we are at. We're in the house and
no,
really
stop.
Cool cats, and we cannot rap.
Wow.
Winner of the rap freestyle competition 1978. Yeah, I was great.
You're about as black as somebody in Trump's cabinet.
I was the only rap star on rollerblades. Yeah. Wasn't a good look.
Yeah, satin jacket rollerblades, like 1970s style, not roller skates, right? No.
Yeah, and a headband.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually an old Kiss lyric from Paul Stanley himself from back in the 70s. He says she wears her satin like a lady. Wow.
That's a bit sexist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't get away with that today.
Yeah. It's an older tune by them too, but it's probably still from when disco and roller skates and stuff was all becoming a thing. So
yeah, the good old days.
Yeah. When men were men and fish were fish, and I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know about men were men, but boy, could they throw some moves.
There's a clip of a black dude looking all 70s roller skating in LA somewhere near the beach. I've seen it come up on like 4 of these Remember When shows that you see on YouTube and stuff sometimes. And he's got real moves as he's like skating down the block. He's not hitting anybody. And holy man, dude had it going on, you know? I can only imagine right after they finished filming that, though, he bounced off somebody and ended up in traffic, right? You know, maybe what you could do is get somebody that does visual effects that doesn't have a job to overlay Jar Jar Binks on them.
Oh, God.
That joke hits on a few levels.
Yeah, we'll get the corridor crew on that. They've always got time to fuck around. Don't those guys do any work, visual effects work? They just like sit and talk about it on a couch and then, you know,
wait a minute.
I got an idea.
Wait a minute. What did you say their channel's called?
Corridor Crew.
They keep popping up in my recommended feed. Is that because I hang out with you too much?
No, it's because they just pop up everywhere.
Yeah, but I'd never even heard of them until like 2 weeks ago.
Ah, yeah. Well, maybe the algos hit them. It probably is because of me as well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you might have dropped one of their links in Discord, and I know Discord is selling us out hard to Google AdSense and YouTube right now. Oh man, are they ever. You can have a conversation about something in Discord and see it in your YouTube recommended feed within hours.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I've dropped loads of links onto Discord and you never fucking watch them. So can't be that.
Oh, I bet I watch 50%, you know?
What, 50% of a video? 50% of a video, 50% of the links.
Take your pick. I mean, man.
Anyway, are we supposed to be doing something here?
Yeah. Okay. So let me the drink I have.
Yeah.
I didn't forget anything, but the drink I have right now is almost finished. So let me
oh dear. Well, that's not a good start.
There's only 2 in the house. So there was that one, and now there's this one, and that's that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and I'm not going out after because, I was down yesterday, not feeling good and stuff, and then a couple days before that as well, and a couple days before that as well, and I'm so behind around this place. Even though Felix won't be back for another 6 days, that's about as long as it's going to take me to fucking catch up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to sip.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just gonna
you should pour it into a champagne glass or something.
I do.
Like you've got champagne glasses.
I have flutes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got them for like 75% off at some stupid grocery store. You save up your stamps, and the glass is so thin that I would be paranoid to put them in the dishwasher, and they're supposedly expensive without the discount. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most people I know who drink champagne don't buy discounted flutes. That's all I'm going to say about champagne.
Yeah. I've never bought any to use in them yet. It's just, I just have them.
You never go to someone's house where they're drinking champagne and go, oh yeah, I got these glasses discounted, and this bottle of champagne was like only $5.99 from Lidl.
Yeah. It came with the plastic flutes you're drinking it out of. Isn't that cool?
You're never gonna hear it.
Yeah. It's not sparkling wine, it's sparkling cider, but it still goes pop.
You never hear Bond asking for the Bollinger 70 because it was a cheaper year.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think he ordered Crantinis either, so
a baby shampoo for the lady.
I just before we start, I was at the grocery store the other day with my son because he finally took a liking to strawberry and orange Fruitopia. And you got to understand, in his world, it's literally just milk or water. That's the only things he likes. So he finally decided he likes Fruitopia. And I went to the store to get some. Very pissed off that they don't sell orange Fruitopia in the store, only the strawberry one. I might even get a thing of the syrup because you can get it online. I might do that and then get one of those things that make it, but God damn it, I forgot where I was going with that.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're all on the edge of our seat.
Yeah. Oh, it turns out the strawberry isn't quite the same either. Now I thought that would help me remember.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Shit. God. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I got script stuff for the actual. Yeah. I know it's not very good, Mexi girl. I'm just not like he's going to get lots of it, just a little here and there. It's not like it's real. But then again, the stuff you buy in the store, like orange juice from concentrate, they take orange juice, they make concentrate, and then they remake orange juice out of it, and somehow that's cheaper than just giving us orange juice.
Orange juice, yeah.
Fuck, And I hear it like literally is brown for a third of its life. So, yeah. Okay, let me get this going here. I know we're just babbling on like it's pub chat. Okay. So what do I say to this one?
Have we got any news from the orange crop this year? From
Mr. Beeks?
Mr. Beeks. Clarence Beeks.
If you're old enough to get that joke, good on you. Okay, hold on. I didn't get that.
Right. Girl says she makes her own OJ. What, Simpson?
Yeah. She has gloves that don't quite fit. Okay. Here we go. Let me see if I can remember how to do all this. I have to do the card and then this. You haven't put your thing in.
No, I haven't, have I? See, I've been totally thrown.
Now, that is exactly what she said.
I can't even remember what my first story is. What is it?
No.
Oh, it's that one. Okay, let's take that. Copy that.
I'm going to have that put on your tombstone. He didn't put his thing in. All right.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, so okay, I got it here. So the BRICS nations, or the Legion of Doom, as I like to call them, had themselves a little conference. We've got the key takeaways, and America Airlines had to divert a flight over a text message that caused pure chaos. Hit the subscribe button, and we're going to dive right in. So the leaders of the BRICS bloc, the Legion of Doom, as I'll, lovingly call them, let's say, have sharply rebuked the United States and Israeli bombardments of Iran in June, calling them a blatant breach of international law. While voicing strong support for the creation of a Palestinian state. Their joint declaration was largely silent about the other major war going on. That's the illegal Russian invasion of the sovereign lands of Ukraine, because Russia, being a founding member of the Legion of Doom, didn't, I guess, want to bring it up. Instead, what did BRICS do? They criticized Ukrainian attacks on American soil. It was a very carefully, yeah. They didn't say anything about Russia doing anything, but they had a little bit to say about Ukraine fighting back. Get the hell out of here. Now you might see Trump on your screen there with a 10% hanging over. We're getting there. So there was a big, carefully worded declaration. It's, amid the trade stuff going on in the world, Ronald Gump there is totally pushing this forward. But the BRICS statement did take aim at unilateral tariff and non-tariff barriers that skew global trade and flout World Trade Organization regulations. Now, they don't bring them up by name, but they brought them up by action, that's for sure. Trump responded to the Legion of Doom within hours, warning on his social media platform, Truth Social, Untruth Social. I think we should call it by what it is, not what it wants to be. So, Untruth Social. And he says
it's not even social.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too, right? It's just angry people that hate the world. But the country siding with what he termed anti-American policies would face added tariffs. So here's the quote. Any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. No exceptions to this policy.
Oh, God's sake.
Yeah. So, let's look at this here. So BRICS started with Brazil, Russia, India, and China. South Africa jumped in about a year later. Then you got Indonesia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and UAE that joined in. Now you've got another 30 nations that are queuing up for membership. Seriously. So Putin, he was supposed to be there, but, because of the international court and they got an arrest warrant out for him, he couldn't be because, Brazil is a member of the ICC. And under that statute, they would have had to arrest him. So Russia and Iran were represented by a couple of, ministers or something, right? So the statement from the Legion of Doom BRICS nations also welcomed Belarus, Bolivia, Kazakhstan, Cuba, Nigeria, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Uganda, Uzbekistan, I always get that wrong, as new BRICS partner countries, a status that gives them a perch below full membership and allows the bloc to increase trade and cooperation with them. So this Legion of Doom thing is growing quite a bit. Don't get the wrong idea here. Member states described the recent Israeli-American attacks on Iran as a violation of international law, like we said in the beginning, expressing grave concern about the deteriorating security situation in the Middle East. They denounced the use of starvation as a weapon of war and rejected politicization and militarization of humanitarian aid. Those words and things were chosen very carefully due to the news that we've all been hearing recently. The BRICS Legion of Doom also reaffirmed its position that Gaza and the occupied West Bank are both integral parts of a future Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. Shots fired, people. I can't wait to see the rhetoric that's coming out of this, because it's going to be thick and it's going to be fast. Oh, wow.
And it's going to be gooey.
You know, I think Trump's America First isolationist sort of approach to world politics is really, really going to backfire if he doesn't get a handle on the fact that BRICS is lining up nations. They're going to have trade deals. They're going to have beneficial back and forths. That will create wealth for the Legion of Doom, and that's not what somebody like Trump wants.
The funny thing is about this whole America First, with everything that's been going on and the way they're even like, ICE are like talking about, chucking out legitimate, citizens. If you ask Trump what is an American, I don't think he could answer it.
He'd say a white old man that's pretty wealthy and comfortable for retirement. Yeah, two mistresses and a wife that hates him, right?
The king of England.
So what have you got set up for us here today there, Don?
Yeah, it's a dopey story. An American Airlines flight from San Juan to Dallas was forced to turn back just 32 minutes after takeoff, all because a passenger spotted a text message and feared it might signal a threat to the aircraft. Yes, flight AA1847, like you needed to know that. It departed San Juan, Puerto Rico on July 3rd, but was diverted back when a traveler misinterpreted the message that his passenger received, which was actually a reference to a recent family bereavement, which the message said R.I.P. He just went into an apeshit flip.
So somebody was spying on a fellow passenger's text, saw R.I.P. and lost their shit.
Yeah. Well, it turned out the passenger who received the message was en route to Dallas to support family following a death. Authorities inspected the aircraft upon landing, questioned both the sender and the concerned witnesses, and found no credible threat. I mean, what is going to inspect the aircraft? I want to look out. It's perfectly fine. The passengers were kept on board during the 3.5-hour delay, and the flight eventually resumed with no arrests were made. American Airlines confirmed the incident, and the TSA cleared the flight once it was determined the message was totally innocuous.
Wow.
I mean, how paranoid can you be?
That's so overboard. It's not funny, right? That's like saying, "Oh, my cat, it coughed up a hairball. I think it's sick," and then you just walk over and chop its head off. There, it's not sick anymore.
It's like the people will get on the flight and they'll be, "Oh, that guy sitting over there, he's brown and he's wearing a turban." Oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Watch out for that.
Yeah. I saw him reach in his jacket. He must have a weapon.
I mean, obviously, right? There's no racial profiling on this so-called passenger who received the message. So, or the person who made the complaint. But we can imagine what it was like. I'm sure there's a lot of internal racial profiling going on.
Oh, yes. Is he even slightly brown? Then we're scared.
I bet the passenger was brown when he saw the message. Well, his trousers were anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Well, if you like what you see here, hit subscribe. It helps us out. Maybe hit the like button as well. Why not?
Yeah, and if you're on a plane right now and you want to receive an innocuous text message that will send the flight into a complete flurry, just drop us a message and we'll send you. Well, just give us your text number. We'll send you a message.
Promise we won't sell it to anybody in Nigeria.
It's a bomb! Should have had a plane flying through it.
Oh, that's funny. Can you imagine if they remade that old airport movie with the guy that buys insurance, goes on the plane because he's going to set off a bomb so his family can have the money and all that crap that goes on? The modern one would be text message. Everybody goes crazy and looks for parachutes.
I always remember that scene in Airplane. When the guy goes like going through the plane and he's just talking about how sad his life is and the breakup from his girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. And everybody's like committing suicide. And there was a brown guy in a turban and he pours himself with petrol and he's about to light the match to set himself. Wow, terrorist! He's trying to set himself on fire with petrol. I mean, how did he get on board with that? This.
Yeah.
It's just so funny that back then, it was a gag. It was a total gag, and it had nothing to do with race, had nothing to do with terrorism. It was just a guy just losing the will to live listening to this guy's pathetic story.
Yeah, exactly. Or when they're all lined up to slap that,
with a nun. Slap.
Okay, so what's number 2 here? Let me get that out of the way. Okay.
I can't tell you. Can't tell you for another 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay, let me get those out of the way. And
number 2. Have you got the button ready for the seagull desk?
Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. Here, let me just have a puff on half a cigarette first.
Yeah, PJ managed to find us two gold stories this week.
The gold desk.
The gold desk.
I changed that intro for it slightly.
Right.
It's just not as long. It's 2 seconds now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, coming up, I got a little thing that's coming to be the stand for that globe. So the Coke fridge is going upstairs for Felix, and then the Xbox fridge here moves over a bit, and then I got to figure something to put there. Like, I'd be cool if I could find like a stand-up AT-AT walker from Star Wars or something like that, There's a guy in town that's got one that's a bit beat up, and he only wants like $40 for it.
We got a massive one. It's about 8 inches tall, maybe.
Oh no, the guy in town that's got the one, it's the original from 79 or 80, whatever it was,
Oh, well, the toy.
It's pretty fucking big,
Mm. Yeah, that was big.
Yeah. My buddy had it. I had the Falcon.
Yeah. Mine's not as good as that. It's just a studio model straight from ILM. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you could send that over. Yeah.
You don't want that piece of crap. You want the Palatoy one. It's worth more.
No, I'd put one of those little magnifying things in front of it to make it bigger.
It's called forced perspective.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's how they make Tom Cruise not look small.
Yeah, just make him stand closer to the camera.
Yeah. They won't be kissing in this scene, but he doesn't need a box.
They use the same technique, shooting all the Hobbit films, with Gandalf and the Hobbits.
Yeah.
Just make him stand closer. That's all right.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Man, in those movies, there's so many times when I lose the idea that the hobbits are small.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times when it just like when they're in the second movie, when they're doing that whole thing in the mountains, never once do I even think, oh, they're short, you know?
Yeah. Let's just like become normal size, don't they?
Yeah. You know, like when they're doing that whole passage, it would have been cool if when they got to like a small set of stairs, they were just a little too tall for them, you know, or something to give you that, you know, but they didn't. Yeah. Anyway, well, enough ranting. Okay. So we'll do, let's see here. Okay. All right, here we go. So the U.S. Justice Department has confirmed or... No. Hold on. That didn't work. What do I want to say? So the U.S. Justice Department has concluded that there is no Epstein list to be found, and seagulls are now on the drunk and disoriented list. Hit subscribe and we'll get into it. So the U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI have concluded that sex offender Jeffrey Epstein did not have a so-called client list that could implicate high-profile associates and people like the president, and that he did take his own life, contradicting long-held conspiracy theories about this infamous case. While campaigning last year, Ronald Gump there, the president, promised to release files relating to the disgraced financier. But since he returned to office in January, some of his supporters have grown very frustrated with the administration's handling of the case and for failing to deliver new revelations. So the issue reemerged earlier this year amid a public spat when Trump and, the former first man there, the first buddy, Elon Musk, got into their spat. If you want a little background on this, I figure some people might not know. Epstein died in a New York prison cell in 2019 as he awaited trial on sex trafficking charges. His death was more than a decade after the conviction for soliciting prostitution, for which he was registered as a sex offender.
Ow.
Yeah. So it was a long history with this piece of garbage. According to a 2-page Department of Justice and FBI memo, investigators found no incriminating list of clients and no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. Right, because Trump would keep that for himself to keep the blackmail up. just off the top of my head. Investigators also released footage they say supports the medical examiner's conclusion that Epstein died by suicide while being held in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. Some people have theorized that Epstein was murdered to stop him from implicating government officials, celebrities, and other business tycoons who were involved in these crimes. FBI Director Kash Patel and his deputy Dang Boingo Yoingo had previously questioned the official narrative regarding Epstein's death, but as soon as they were invited into the Trump administration, they have both staunchly said that Epstein took his own life. Funny,
yeah, those two are total conspiracists.
Yeah, until they're told not to be by the man who holds the ring, right? The memo adds that investigators did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So, I mean, I wouldn't trust Ronald Gump as far as I could throw him. And if there is incriminating evidence against other people, I'm not saying there is, but if there is, I would totally believe that the Trump administration kept it for their own nefarious use later on down the road. I don't believe that. I don't believe this whole wash of it. I don't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that there is incriminating evidence against people. It should be released. I mean, that's the whole point. It should be investigated. That's what. No, I'm not going to go back to Project U Tree again, but or those DJs, the court. But there is another nefarious guy out there, a real flirter with the younger ladies, and apparently Robert Feynman was on his list. Yes, release the Einstein files.
Yeah, right. Oh, so let's see here. Are you coming at us from where now?
Okay. Going over to the gold desk. That's right, because drivers across the United Kingdom are being warned to look out for drunk seagulls ahead of Flying Ant Day. After reports of gulls becoming disoriented from gorging on the airborne insects. According to something wildlife rescue, the birds appeared intoxicated after consuming large quantities of flying ants, which release formic acid, a chemical which can interfere with the gull's motor function. The result being wobbly birds stumbling near roads, appearing injured or behaving erratically, and swearing and just being obnoxious.
Yeah. Picking fights,
Yeah, how can you tell the difference? I don't know. They're already aggressive and nasty, aren't they?
They start developing an Irish accent,
Glaswegian. I know. I don't know. I don't know where this has come from, because apparently Flying Ant Day is the annual summer event where swarms of black garden ants take to the skies to mate and establish new colonies. We all know that. We've seen that over the years. Well, I'm not saying we're watching ant porn. That's just
you're not.
But yeah, we've had ants swarming around, for years. I've never heard of bloody drunk seagulls before, but apparently the insect feast is harmless to humans. What do we eat? We don't eat them, do we? What are you talking about? But for seagulls, it's another story. The ants release formic acid as a natural defense. The gulls eat too many and can appear drunk, stumbling around and unable to fly properly.
They were just at Clarkson's new pub.
Apparently, it just says which it puts them at serious risk, especially near roads. What about the road? I thought you were talking about the road. The drivers had to watch out for them, not the seagulls.
Yeah.
Members of the public are advised not to panic if they spot a gull acting strangely. Symptoms can resemble bird flu.
What?
What does bird flu look like?
So this is going to affect Americans' production of eggs?
Where this is going, fresh water and rest is usually good enough to see the birds recover. What are we doing now? Are we collecting the seagulls up and putting them in a little bed with a little bowl of water next to them? What's going on? Wildlife groups are urging caution. Don't approach or attempt to move the birds.
They
Avoid I don't know. And don't call for unnecessary euthanasia if they are simply recovering from the ant-filled stupor.
Yeah, we don't shoot drunken Irishmen, so don't shoot drunken seagulls.
Who is talking all this shit? No one has ever been worried about this crap before. Why is it all of a sudden a problem? Oh dear.
So if you've ever sat down with a seagull and had a few beers at the pub, hit like, hit share, and maybe hit subscribe as well. Show your support for drunken gulls.
3 seagulls walk into a bar. If you're a drunken seagull, please leave us a message in the comment section. Explain what was your fascination. What you want, whiskey or ants? Just tell us what you want.
And watch where you're walking. Don't walk into the bar. Walk through the door and get your order in. Stay chilly. Drunken birds.
I mean, last week it was the angry Scottish birds, and now they're all drunk.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just watching the Ants Canada Ant channel. I don't know if you guys know that guy. He's a million subs or whatever. And he's got these 3 massive sort of vivarium-like tanks, and whatnot, and all linked together. And he was just talking about how his ants do the formic acid spray in a video like within the last 30 days. And here it is again. So,
Well, you should leave a comment on one of his videos and say, get some seagulls in there.
Yeah. It turns out they love getting drunk on it. Just watch traffic, right? Because we don't need accidents. Okay. Let me just have a couple puffs of a cigarette here.
The Tesla taxis are doing that all by themselves.
Oh, I got that coming up next.
Oops.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. No spoilers.
Yeah. That's called foreshadowing, children.
Or a segue.
Yeah, it could be. No, don't call it a segue because then it'll be really expensive and it won't sell very well.
And you won't fall off it, honest.
There you go. Exactly.
And you'll look like a right tit.
Yeah, it's just like a weeble wobble that you can ride around in the shopping mall if you're a security cop. That's about what they became in North America. They're for rent-a-cops that, eat donuts and don't run.
Oh, what's the jerk that used to be in Genesis and he went solo? Oh God, what was his name? And he does
Gabriel?
He did, yeah. And he did like a concert, a gig on stage where he basically just like stood on a Segway and just like rode around on stage on it, just like a complete jack off.
Wow. Yeah, his ego got out of control there,
Yeah. Peter Gabriel managed to solely make Segways not cool anymore.
It's all his fault. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised sunglasses survived Elton John, but there you go.
Yeah, no, you just got to get enormous wings on the side of their sunglasses.
Yeah. Can you imagine Elton John in like a windy day? He has to start breaking off the accessories from his sunglasses just so he doesn't blow away.
What's that? Those cool, the aviator sunglasses that everybody thinks are just like the super coolest. God knows why, it's just a pair of sunglasses. But you can imagine if Elton John had been wearing those, and it was like, oh shit, well, they're suddenly not cool anymore. Oh,
yeah. They're for the gay community.
Stocks are dropping. Nobody's buying them. Oh, Biden bought some. That's all right.
Tom Cruise would still wear them,
but he's gay, isn't he?
He won't admit it, but
Yeah, shh, don't say that.
Yeah. What is he on? Like his 9th wife by now or something? Is that a rule in Scientology that you can't have a marriage that survives?
Well, because he keeps screwing the blokes.
Yeah. Because Travolta screwed up his marriage, didn't he?
He's gay as well.
Jesus. He's a little bit of an iffy actor at times. Holy. Okay.
He's iffy all around.
Yeah. Okay, let me put that out. All right, here we go.
Yeah. No, I like Travolta. He's all right.
I'm not a big fan. He's a little too Scientology. Ever since he did that Battlefield 4000, a saga of a shitty script or whatever it was called, right?
Yeah. It was a shitty book and a shitty script and a shitty idea.
Yeah, I can't believe he got what's his name there. The guy that was the football player in Fast Times, Whitaker with the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah. What's his name? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't believe he got him to be in that movie.
Saul Guerrera from Andor.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
See, everything's Andor related for me. Just if you can link it with that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what I'm going to say here. Okay. Okay, I got this. Here we go. Oh, God. I got this whole burp thing going on. 1 second.
Look at a bright light. Oh, no, that's sneezing.
Yeah. I wish. I get this acid refluxy like response that I have to get over, and I'm right in it right now.
Oh, God, say you're fucking useless.
Oh, pretty much. Okay.
When are we going to get a cyborg version of you that's just not faulty?
With the state of my health, probably about 2 years. You know, they just transfer my brain into a metal body. Hopefully that doesn't cough like Grievous. Okay, here we go. So the Tesla oh, fuck.
Quiet in the back.
You're not making this easy, all right?
No, it was the chat. It was the chat. I was telling them to be quiet. You know, they're being noisy. Right, go on, do it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. So the Tesla robotaxi rollout has failed yet again, and we got your updates right here. And New York has stalled $1 million public toilets that has sparked praise and outrage. So hit subscribe and we'll dig right in. So the first proper accident involving a Tesla robotaxi is now on record. It's following up on multiple other reports of safety issues, traffic violations, and so on as well. The incident occurred, this is a good one too. So the incident occurred in a crowded parking lot of an Austin, Texas restaurant. Who cares who they were? The Model Y drove into the side of a parked Toyota Camry after completing an otherwise normal drop-off. It sounds like jealousy to me already, you know? The Tesla vehicle began to navigate out of the tight alleyway leading from the restaurant. The vehicle then came to a complete stop and then abruptly restarted seconds later, turned left, and drove right into the Camry. Now,
Herbie goes bananas.
Yeah, exactly. I swear it was just revenge because Tesla's sales are down so bad right now. It looked at the Camry and went, "But I want to be you," and just right.
Are you sure you're not reading a Stephen King novel?
Yeah, I know, right? It sounds like it, but it really happened. Now, the person that's in the Tesla, you know how they have that person because the cars are so screwed up, so fallible, so unworthy of being on the road that a human has to be in there for the trials and everything? Well, so far, nobody knows what made the car make such a stupid decision. So now this comes on the back of other reports that have been out. The robotaxi drove into the wrong lane, continued on the wrong side of the road for a little bit. And then that same vehicle from the second report braked hard right as a police car was there. It just didn't know what to do. It went into panic mode. Yeah. Just because there was a cop there. I mean, are these cars smoking pot on the job? You know, are they drinking too much oil in the back and they know they're a little hammered or something? What's going on here? You know, but so the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA, is already investigating this rollout. But now they're contacting Tesla because these videos keep piling up, and it's very concerning that it's outbreaking laws and whatnot. So here's a quote. Following an assessment from these reports and other relevant information, the NHTSA will make any necessary actions to protect road safety. That's a direct quote from them. And, you know, these are supposedly really important to the future of Tesla, but they seem to be really important to the future of Texas to get them the hell off the road. They seem to be pretty dangerous and useless. Tesla is sort of on the same trajectory right now with a 14% year drop in vehicles. It's way down in sales here right now because everybody's pissed off that Mr. Musk got his punk ass involved in politics and then played Doge jerk. So the moral of this story is don't be an Elon Musk And LiDAR is important for a robo-taxi because it actually has to understand. It can't just be a stoner that sits in front of a TV all day.
Maybe, Trump, Musk is basically turning his little Tesla cars into Nazi use to beat up on all the other cars. Maybe we should just paint them all brown, put a nice little swastika on the side of it, and just be done with it.
Yeah, they got to get Kanye West in for a little design help, I think, because then they'll really get their message home with this one.
He'll love it.
So speaking of Kanye West, you've got some shitters in Britain to talk about.
Yeah, but now these are shitters in New York City. Do you want to shit like a millionaire? Well, now you can, because New York City has unveiled 5 new stainless steel public toilets. No, they're not made from gold, as you'd expect for $1 million. But these loos there are parks across the 5 boroughs, and each one cost approximately $1 million to install.
To take a dump.
1 million.
I can't believe it. So take us on a tour, Dunk. What do they got to brag about?
Yeah, these toilets retail for about they retail for $185,000, but the city officials say the $5 million total cost included site-specific expenses such as plumbing, electrical work, and pavement upgrades. That still sounds like an awful lot to me.
Oh, somebody hosed them hard on this one.
Quite literally. The initiative is part of a $6 million pilot program targeting neighborhoods with insignificant bathroom access. Well, if you got $6 million and you just spent $5 million, you haven't got much left. You might as well just put buckets out on the corner. This
is about to become an unsafe injection site in 5, 4, 3.
Well, no, there's ways around that. There's a list of where they've been installed. Not like you bloody well care. You can find them in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. But they're in Queens. Mayor Eric Adams defended the program, saying it provides a basic but essential public service. No, I just go and shit in the McDonald's. That's what I normally do.
That's how it becomes Taco Bell.
I just do it on the tables. I don't even go use the toilets. When nature calls, New Yorkers should have to cut their fun short. He said, shouldn't have to cut their fun short. He said, these are 5 toilets. How many people live in New York? There's going to be a queue.
When nature calls, New York answers.
So they were proud to be rolling out our new sleek bathrooms all across the boroughs. Now, each kiosk features things as a baby changing station, though why you want to change your babies, I don't know. I mean, just keep the one you got.
So maybe you got a brown one and you're a Republican. You want a white one instead.
Stop being racist. And in that line of thinking, it's got anti-graffiti walls. What I'm not too sure what anti-graffiti walls are, because I'm sure it's New York. They'll find a way they'll find a way to graffiti on it. That's what they do. And they also have angled louvers to allow law enforcement monitoring. Otherwise, we call peeping toms. What you doing looking into that toilet? That's all right, Mom, I'm a cop. You dirty bastard. Reaction from New Yorkers was mixed. Some criticized the cost of excessive, which quite frankly, I don't blame them. What frustrates me, said Bushwick resident Tiv Adler, 29. I wish we could reallocate that money for more resources to the public. Well, these are public toilets, but only 5 at a time.
A lot of money for a few people to be comfortable.
I know. Others saw it as in needed investment. Public restrooms are a huge issue, said Williamson local Mike Graffiti. Oh, yes, I thought it was graffiti proof. It does $1 million sound steep? Yeah, but it's New York. Everything costs more. Shut up. Still concerns remain about cleanliness and upkeep. Will it stay clean? We don't know. Yeah, the place is just going to get full of
Can I point out the most crazy weird thing about this? Because I don't understand what's going on here. If you look at the thing on the screen right now, look at the bottom, there's the vents. You can see the angled louvers, right? And if you look at the top, you can just see the angled louvers there, right?
Yeah. So now, you can see in.
Right. Now you see that room. Now let me go to this picture. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, well, it's like a TARDIS, isn't it? You go in and the whole shape and size of the place changes.
Yeah.
I know.
I keep flipping the picture in the background. I'm like, that just does not add up to me, man.
Yeah. I know. I think the first picture, you just open it up and there just be like a bucket in the middle of the room.
This one's the fake one that just traps junkies. The other one's for people to actually use, right? It's a two-stage system.
I didn't post the pictures of its side on. It's not cylindrical. It is actually elongated. This is
okay, right.
But, even so, I
so that's like looking at a penis head on. You don't realize that it's longer than it looks.
There is a shaft of penis behind it.
Oh my god. So
for $5 million, you could have hired like Hollywood actors to stand at different corners of New York with a bucket for you to shit in.
And you could have also hired ass wipers to make sure, right? So whether you are for or against having a louvered toilet to use in public, leave us a like, maybe a shout out on the share button, and subscribe as well.
Yes, and if you like to have $1 million shit in do it inside our comment section, because we love it when you shit in our comment section. Just go in there. No toilet paper.
Oh yeah, no, go in full raw. Go in full raw.
Don't even wipe.
Balls out. Let me get those out of the way. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. All right. Almost ready here.
That is crazy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, $185,000 each. Yeah, I can kind of see that. That's still pricey, but
yeah, but that means it was like
$1 million to install it.
Yeah, that means it was $800,000 to have a cement pad poured and run a couple of electric lines in plumbing. There's just no way in hell, unless everybody that worked on that job got to go out and buy themselves a used Porsche 911 after.
Yeah, or a house, or a toilet.
There's no reason that job could have been anywhere near that length. No, that much money. That's ridiculous.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably needs electricity there, Putin's cat, for like safety lights just in case for, if somebody gets confused in an emergency, there has to be an exit sign that's illuminated. There's a bylaw, I'm sure.
See, one of the things that a lot of cities do is there's a lot of old fashions like Victorian and like, public toilets, big public toilets where people could use them, and, they get really dirty and seedy, and get some strange people hanging around in them. But, I bet you could build one of those for like less than $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
To serve multiple people at the same time. That's what I just don't get it. It's just like, it's five toilets for 5 people in a city of like 1 million people.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that going to work?
Even $180,000. I mean, they're making tiny homes up in my area for people that need a place to be, and whatnot. And they're less than that. And it's an entire residence. Small, but it is, It's unbelievable. Those guys are, I live in New York, so you got to pay me $250,000 a year to paint a wall.
I tell you what, I wonder how long it's going to be before I hear stories of people just moving into those toilets because the rent's cheaper.
Yeah. The mob's renting them out. All right, let's get our fourth one in here. We've already been an hour, so might as well get her in. And what am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay, and okay, I got one. Here we go. So Russia said, screw it. Why bother throwing people out of windows? We could just shoot them in their cars instead. And Spain's ruling party has decided to ban paid sex. Hit subscribe and we'll get this started. So Russia's former transport minister has died from a gunshot wound just hours after Putin fired him. The body of Roman somebody or other, the ex-minister, was found in his car in a Moscow suburb. He appeared to have killed himself, Russia's investigative committee has said in a statement. The Kremlin...
He killed himself 5 times.
Yeah. 4 in the head and 1 in the heart, just to make sure, right?
Yeah.
So the Kremlin published an order signed by Putin to remove him from his position as transport minister on Monday morning, shortly before news of his death was made public. No reason was given for his dismissal. Russian media, including the local edition of Forbes, had no idea that Forbes was still in Russia. Screw you, Forbes. Have reported that this idiot may have died as early as Friday evening, though, before the order to dismiss him was even published. The timeline of his death and dismissal has not been confirmed by investigators. A member of the State Duma, Andriy Sukhmioff, told Russian journalists that this guy had died quite a long time ago. So this dead guy was a prominent official in Putin's government who had previously served from 18 to 24 as the governor in Kursk, where Ukraine went in and kicked some ass and took some names. The subsequent governor was arrested in corruption scandal after investigators claimed that more than 1 billion rubles, about $40, has been embezzled from federal funds designated to protect the region. So another leading business newspaper, I'm not going to give their name because who cares? They're Russian, reported that other Kursk officials targeted in this embezzlement case has given testimony against the now dead guy as well, indicating he may have faced a scrutiny on arrest. So top officials who are dismissed from Russia and government can often face criminal charges as they lose the political backing because they literally strong-arm people like they're the mafia to do their job. And then once the politics are in power, aren't behind them anymore, they just end up dead in their car or fall out a window. Funny that, right? There's a bit more to this now. The Kremlin announced his dismissal after hundreds of flights were canceled across Russia due to that mass disruption caused by Ukrainian drone attacks. I loved seeing that. As of Monday, nearly 500 flights have been canceled in Russia. Another 1,500 were delayed. And these are official statistics. I bet it's higher than it was because they always lie about everything. The strikes on Russia led to what local media described as a transport collapse, with photos of travelers stranded in transport hubs, including Moscow's a couple airports. Again, I'm not going to name them. Then who cares? Because they're terrorist assholes, and as far as I'm concerned, they should just be rounded up and wiped off the map anyway.
And you can't pronounce them.
Yeah, well, I just don't even want to give it lip service, I mean, lip service is something that Trump and Putin and a few of these other so-called political leaders love, but they ain't getting it from me on this one. Screw you, Orkistan. You suck.
I got no follow-up comment on that. Yeah, there you go.
So
take it.
Yeah, paid sex and governments in Spain and what's this?
Well, we're off to Madrid, and Spain's Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, is battling the biggest crisis of his 7-year premiership as a major corruption scandal involving alleged kickbacks and the hiring of sex workers rocks the ruling Socialist Party. Yes, ooh, dear. I don't remember giving you that image.
You didn't, but to me, this would make government service worth it. That's,
There's a picture of them inside the White House. The scandal intensified on Monday after the arrest of Santos Sadan, a former top socialist official who is being investigated over claims of bribery and soliciting prostitutes. In an emergency effort to contain the fallout, the Socialist Workers' Party on Saturday banned members from paying for sex. Announced that soliciting or accepting sexual acts for money is now a violation punishable by expulsion. Now, we're not talking about the people of Spain. Just take this on board.
Tourists.
Yeah. No, this is just the political party.
That's funny, man. Hookers and prostitutes are so rampant in politics, they had to make a law.
I know. It's like well, have we got to stop wanking in the office now as well? Oh, it's disgraceful.
Let's get a camera for my Zoom meetings then.
Sanchez said, we believe a woman's body is not for sale. Well, actually, you talk about rent, actually, not for sale. Our party cannot allow behavior contrary to that. He once again apologized for replacing trust in those now under suspicion, but refused to resign. These are difficult times for everyone, he said, adding that he was committed to cleaning up the party. Yeah, or the after party. He always clean up after the party.
In other words, he's going to make everybody wear condoms now, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you can have women and have sex with them. Just don't pay them. Yeah, just don't do that.
Yeah, give them political favors because that's not payment.
Now, the Socialist Workers' Party move aligns with Sanchez's broader agenda, which includes plans to abolish prostitution in Spain altogether, a practice that, while technically not illegal, exists in legal limbo and is widespread. Sanchez is under mounting pressure from opposition parties, feminist groups, and within his own ranks to respond decisively to the scandal, which threatens to derail his government's moral authority and legislative agenda. Yeah.
Okay, so answer me this. Germany has the Autobahn. That's where you can drive as fast as you want. That's why Germany exists. So prostitution, I mean,
what he's saying? What? I'm not too sure what the connection is there.
I'll leave it to you to make it or not. No, I'm just kidding. But
you want a highway of hookers.
Yeah. But as far as I know, prostitution isn't illegal in Spain. So the idea of a political person having somebody around just for some fun and, giving them a few bucks doesn't seem a problem. I just find it odd. But if it's so rampant in politics that they're not getting their job done, I could see that. Well,
yeah. Well, you seem to make it a problem when, Donald Trump has to pay for sex and hide it. So, I don't know. Yeah, swings and roundabouts, I guess.
Well, prostitution isn't quite as legal in America as it is in Canada or Spain. Sorry.
Freudian slip.
I'm having a little time. Yeah. So hit like, share, and subscribe whether you want to or not, because I'm not sure I would on this one.
Yes. And if you're a prostitute in Spain and you want to leave a comment in the comment section and tell us which member of the political party you've done it with.
Yeah, share some pictures.
Yeah. And give us your hourly rates. to put a rule out to your political parties and stop having sex with prostitutes. Yeah. If something like that happened in Britain, that would be like a front page scandal.
Oh, totally, right? I just
in Spain, it's whatever. Yeah, just
Yeah, would you people stop paying for sex already? You're making us look bad. Interesting, man. So let's thank the team here. We got PJ CNET on the Shills account tonight. We got Mexi Girl, Carpazian, the AI Alchemist. We got Jose in the chat with us and Super Chat Matt as well. Huge thanks, team. Right on. Awesome.
Indeed, so.
Yeah, we're coming on 20 minutes to 5, and I didn't have a proper lunch yet, and I just had those 2 beers. So I don't want to be any later because I definitely want to eat. And then that way I, can get back to doing some houseworky stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta do the run CLR and stuff through my dishwasher before I can run the dishwasher because it's getting that, mineral calcium like buildup. And God, so many freaking tasks today. It's not funny.
I'll stop washing your underwear in the dishwasher.
Yeah, I might have to go and see if I can get some intravenous beer bags so I can just put one in a backpack as I do housework today.
Yeah, get one of those hats with the beer cans that
Yeah. Imagine one of those, and then you just lean over to tie your shoe. Blah, 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 it's all over the place. That'd be funny.
You found the fatal flaw.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Till next time, you shitty buggers. We'll see you again soon, I guess.
Yeah, and remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Unless they can find you at all.